Okay, today we're going to learn about the paint and we are going to paint a color wheel. And so I have my sketchbook here and I'm going to work on the cover of the sketchbook or the front sheet of the sketchbook. I can leave all these sheets together if I want to, or I can take out the inside and put it aside in my folder. Whatever feels most comfortable to me is fine. So we need to make a circle of shapes that gives us 15 spaces to paint. So I am going to use, this is like the lid of a yogurt, or I could use the water cup and trace it. It just depends. But I'm going to go ahead and just really lightly trace this on my sheet. I need 15 shapes, and I'm going to start with my just kind of dividing this space evenly in three. So I'm using my fingers to kind of think about thirds. I'm going to put a mark where each of my fingers just was. And I'm going to then make some long, like wedges that sit here. It doesn't matter to me what shapes you draw. I like to kind of maybe make mine a little light at first, in case I need to go back and change their size. So whatever shape you want. So I have 2, 4, 6 shapes now. I needed 15. So I have 3 spots left. 15 minus 6 that I already have gives us 9. So 9 divided by 3. I need 3 shapes in each of these spaces. So I'm going to make that same sort of shape and just kind of fill in this space. If you want to, you could do this with, like I said, with a ruler, with some sort of tracer. They do not have to be perfect, so it doesn't really matter. I just need to have 15 spaces to paint, and I want them to be sort of organized because we're making a color wheel. Next step is that I am going to need to label these. So I'm going to go back to my first 3. Or actually anywhere. I'm going to double check first that I have 15. So I need 15. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have 15. Great. Okay. I am going to start labeling now. In the paint palette, we have 2 yellows, 2 reds, and 2 blues. Those are the only 6 colors we're going to use today. And so I am going to start labeling just on my paper right here, quick, and I'm going to start with the yellows, and I'm going to put warm and cool, W and C, for the yellows. And then here, this will be yellow, green. This one will be green. This will be blue, green. This next one here will be the warm blue. So again, I'm just gonna put the W. This one, I'm out of space. I'm gonna put cool blue. And then this will be blue, violet, violet, red violet. This one will be cool red. So cool red. Oh, I can't spell today. Warm red. This will be red, orange, orange, and yellow. Orange. And I'm all the way back here to my warm yellow. So I know that I got that labeled accurately. If I went too fast, this is a YouTube video. You can go ahead and pause and rewind it to get caught up. This for me is a little sprongy. So I'm gonna take the extra paper out of here and just paint on my flat table. And what I'm gonna do is, remember, we need water in our paint. So I'm going to put water in each of my paint colors. Water in each of my paint colors. And I am going to start just by painting my yellows. So I'm taking licks of the paint, and you guys are gonna have a clean paint palette, so you won't have to like find a spot. So I'm just gonna find a spot over here. And this is the cool yellow. So I'm going to paint with the cool yellow here on my sheet. The reason we leave gaps is, remember, the paint will meld together, like it won't stay separate from itself if we paint right next door. I am then going to paint with the warm yellow right next door. So that is this one, the one that looks orange. That's actually yellow. So there are my two yellows. I'm going to do the same now with my next color, which is blue. I have the warm blue and the cool blue. The cool blue is the first one in the palette. They're always, it's cool, warm, cool, warm, cool, warm. And now my warm blue. So you can see the difference in the colors now that they're out there on the palette. Making sure that I'm cleaning my paintbrush off really good in between the colors. Now I'm going to turn and I'm going to paint with my warm red. My warm red is really messy. I have a backup warm red over here on the side. And now I'm going to paint with my cool red. For each of these, we are trying to, you'll see that the paint in the palette is darker than the paint out here on the paper. I'm aiming for this kind of level of full intensity without it being too dark. Okay, I don't want them to be super pastel either. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna learn how to mix color. So I'm gonna turn my palette this way. I'm going to start, I'm gonna show you guys just the yellow, orange, orange, and red orange, and the process is the same for all the rest. So I'm gonna take my warm yellow and mix it out here on my tray. And I'm trying to make an orange, and so I'm gonna mix in just the tiniest bit of my warm red. So it's these two colors that mix together to make the colors in between. Now, along the way, I'm gonna make this one felt more yellow orange to me. It's actually a little dark, but it's not too bad. And now I wanna make the regular orange. So I'm gonna put just a little bit more of the color in. Maybe just a little bit more, we'll see. And if at any point I decide they're not quite right, I can go back and repaint or readjust. And now I want a little bit more red orange, so I'm gonna put just a little bit more of the warm red in. There you go. So you can see I kind of skip a spot here, and then I will keep painting the exact same way. I am going to now take my cool red, and you'll find that you sometimes will have to change your water. And I'm going to add cool blue until I make purple. Well, right away I have what feels like blue violet to me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use my blue violet that I made. And now I'm going to clean my paintbrush off and try to get more red in there to make just a purple. Okay, now on the paper I see that that's more red violet, so I'm going to just switch. So you can see I'm just going to keep painting until my colors are right. And if they get a little dark, you can just add a little more water. And then I'm going to go ahead and make the greens the same way. I'm going to use my warm blue and my cool yellow. And I made a green. And now from that green, I want to make yellow green. So it means I'm going to take yellow and make it in a separate spot because the yellow just isn't going to be dark enough. Yellow green. And then I'm going to add more of that cool blue to make the blue green, just kind of a turquoisey color. Have fun making your color wheel.